Hello and welcome to Footy Judge Mode. This is your morning update, your afternoon update, or your evening update. If you're in Australia, it's wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Footy Judge Mode. Today we're talking a little bit of Manchester United injuries. Eric Ten Hag back in McTominay for whatever reason. We don't know why. And Sergeant Ratcliff, can he fix Manchester United? Can Manchester United hang in until January? Can they wait until January? Maybe he'll be able to fix it. Will he have the backing of the Glazers? Will he have the funds to go and do the signings that he's talking about, that he wants? But I'm here with a great guy, of course. You can see his channel pinned in the title, of course, and you can see him, of course, in the thumbnail, of course. It's the one and only. It's Staffy TV, people. Staffy is here. It's another therapy session, of course. Hit the like button, people. How are you doing, Staffy?
Good. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of, overslept. I slept with my contacts, so it looks like I'm high or something, but I'm not. My eyes are kind of red because I effed up and I slept with my contacts. But I am good. I'm good. I'm here to speak about United. I'm here to represent United, and let's get the show started, Mo. Thank you for having
Let's
me.
get this show started. Hit that like button, people. Get your super chats in. Get me the subscriptions. Let's get the subscriptions. Hamza's here for right away. Stuff is doing Al-Osam. It's doing Hussam Hamza. Big up Hamza, of course. Check out Hamza's channel, of course, guys. Hamza Talks Football. It's your beloved Hamza, the fantastic TikToker, content creator, the space host on Twitter, of course, the Man City fan that everybody loves. But also give Staffy a subscription. If you're just watching this on the replay, hit the like button. Go give Staffy a
I'm
subscription.
one
It's
sub
in.
away from 1,500. One. I need one person to go and sub in right now and get me to 1,500. Mix Mitchell's
Just
saying 13. No, not 13. One more to
1,500.
15.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So one
Hit
of
that
you
like
guys go
button,
sub.
people, for us. But let's start with Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I know you think it's doom and gloom, but he's taken over the footballing aspect. And the question is gonna be: do you think the Glazers will actually leave him to run the sporting part? Do you think he will be able to be successful? He would be left alone to run that.
I do think so. Yes, because the plan was what I gotta go with what was told to us, and what was told that he eventually, big up Hellboy saying he will do it. So that's 1,500 subs right there. Big up yourself. The plan all along that he wants to take over the club 100%. And big up Mixed Mitchell. He's saying he's number 13. Sorry, I didn't understand what you meant. Anyways, the plan was all along that he takes over the club, that he takes 100%, sorry, not 100%, he takes over the majority ownership, and that he runs the club from top to bottom. But everyone has seen in the news that, listen, he comes in after what? Potentially, let's say this Thursday, they vote yes for him to come in with his bid to own 25% for the, what was it, 1.4 a billion bid. He wants to take over the footballing aspect and decisions of the club as soon as possible. And I think the Glazers being long term with him and eventually knowing that they will give him the majority ownership of the club, they probably said, listen, okay, we can work out a deal. At least come in now, pay your 25%. We will vote for it, obviously, and all that. And then they're going to be like, you know what? We'll let you do that part. The part that he wants right now is running the football. The part that he wants to do right now is to hire his director of football. The part that he wants to do right now is just like improve the all round footballing around the club, and then later on he'll worry about the finances and the actual legal work between him and the Glazers to be the majority owner. But I think that's for a couple years from now. I don't think Sir Jim wanted to pay all that money and not run the football for now. He'd rather run the football now and then later on be the majority owner. So I do believe that. I do believe when they're talking about him taking over the club this week in terms of football, and big up Michael. So we'll wait and see. I think it would be a good change. I don't think the Glazers care about the football as much as they care about the money. And they found someone who gave them money and eventually is going to give them more money. And they're going to keep him around for the trip, for the ride. And he's like, you know what? You sit back and make your money and let me run the football. I think it's a win-win for the Glazers anyways. They get to stay and they get to remove their hands off something that they don't understand. They don't even understand what offside means. So,
Mm.
so Jim's gonna be like, "Why you guys don't understand what the offside rule is? Let me run the club, and you just sit there and collect your money and look pretty."
Yeah, so the question here from Digital Drifter, one of our members, check out the memberships, of course, in the description. And Digital Drifter, the members, people, check the community posts to actually for instructions to be on a show with me. Digital Drifter, check out the community. We got 40 people here right off the bat. We're not even 5 minutes in, but you guys have not hit that like button so we can get more people in. The like button is so important. Do you think the Glazers will stop withdrawing money from the club? Well, like, listen, based on what Staffy said, it's understandable that they said that they're gonna leave the club to Jim Ratcliffe within 3 years or something. So it's kind of like maybe yes, and also the club is in big debt. I don't think they're gonna be able to withdraw any money now from the club unless there is something we don't know. There is an investor. He's an investor, of course, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Like you pay 1.5 billion, you're an investor, you get 125%. But I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna, because the long term plan is for them to leave the club. So they want the most money. So the shares are already down. So they want to bring the shares up again. Going to the football. So what do, like I'm thinking Manchester United in January. They was talking about the Qataris. They want to get big players in January to back Ten Hag and all this talk. I don't think they'll have the money. The debt is still there. I don't think you'll have the money to make big signings. I don't think Manchester United will make big signings. You already got Amrabat on loan. That means the club doesn't have any money. Him bringing the 1.5 billion, I'm not sure if that will go into the stadium, the training grounds, or that will go towards the Glazers' pockets because they sold that, so they want money. I like. What is that? Does that change anything other than him running the footballing aspect? Is that I don't get it. Is he gonna get backed? Is Ten Hag gonna get backed? Is Ten Hag gonna get his players? That's I don't get it, and I don't see what's the vision here. If he runs the football, what do you mean? He's not gonna coach the players, is he?
But we're not going to see the vision in one day, Mo. Listen, I'm not here to tell anyone that all of a sudden because we got Sir Jim, things are going to get better. Things would have been a lot more easier to identify if we got a 100% takeover like the Qataris were trying to do. But unfortunately, we don't. So that's why we're going to have to wait and see. And we're going to have to ask a lot of questions along the way because we could just go by what we were told in the past 48 hours. What we were told in the past 48 hours in terms of what we just covered in the footballing aspect. But when it comes to money, at the end of the day, who was it that sent the question saying, will they still take money out of the club? 100%.
Digital
Dividends will.
drifter, yeah.
You still have to take dividends, by the way, because they're not the only owners of the club. There's a lot of minority owners. So at the end of the day, you do have to take out dividends once or twice a year. I don't know how many times they do it. And what's up, Lee? And the investors still get paid. So yes, that's not gonna change. And what was it? Your second question? You said are they
How is
invest
he gonna get like? Is he gonna back Ten Hag?
Oh, is he
January?
gonna back Ten Hag?
Ten
Yeah,
Hag
yeah.
is gonna get the money. Do you think Ten Hag is gonna get his signings? And because where is the money coming from though? If you couldn't afford to pay Amrabat and you had to get him on loan, where's the money coming from?
Well, that I'm unsure of. But in terms of backing Ten Hag, I read yesterday that him and his people, because he wants to have the says when it comes to the decision making in the club, and eventually he wants to be the one leading that boardroom, as an example. Eventually hiring his own CEO, and the final decisions come to them. I've been told that he's an admirer of Ten Hag and what he's done so far. That was according to the news. So in terms of backing him, if that's the first thing that I hear, I forgot who said that. Was it Mike Keegan or is it Ben Jacobs? One of them. I was like, all right. So I already know that if he comes in, he doesn't want to get rid of the manager. Now, is he going to back him? Yes, but how is he going to back him? Where are you going to get the money from? Where is that money that you're investing going to? Because actually, that money's not even investing. That money is just him buying the shares of the club, the 25%. What is the rest of the money going to look like, and how much are you going to invest? Because Qatar, as an example, we know they wanted to invest 1.5 billion into the club, and that included infrastructure and stadium, and obviously the team itself, and signing players and stuff like that. So it would have been a generic 1.5 that's being invested in many areas. Is Sir Jim gonna do the same? I highly doubt it's gonna be 1.5 like the Qataris wanted to do, but is he gonna invest? Probably yes, because they're saying that they wanted to expand the stadium, as an example, from 75 to 90,000. That
Yeah, that's the
requires money to do
Qataris.
that.
Is it
No. So Jim wants to expand the stadium. So Jim and Ineos want to expand the stadium to 90,000, and they wanted to renovate the stadium a little bit. So that also shows that they're coming in to invest. Where is that investment coming from? How much is this investment going to be? And what exactly are they investing in other than the stadium? We're not sure yet, but that's the one thing that we heard. So if that's their plan, that's good to hear that plan. But now give me a little bit more details on how that plan is going to work and when will that happen? So there's the intention, Mo. I'm just saying it's only 24 hours later, so there isn't enough time to know. Maybe after Thursday, if they're given more control over the club, as it said, more things are going to come out and more leaks, and they're going to speak to a few people here and there, and then they're going to tell us. But as of
guys,
now, this is all we know.
Now let's move to the football a little bit. Guys, hit that like button for us. Get us to 50 likes right away, guys. We're not even on 50 likes. That's embarrassing, people. The like button is the bread and the butter of this channel. It's how this channel grows, how to get more subscribers. Subscribe if you're new, if you're just watching this. Of course, your support is appreciated. Your super chats, really, really appreciated. The football thing, you have a lot of injuries. Ten Hag is backed into the corner. Hassan Ali, of course, with the first super chat. But let me get the super chat. And then, did you read Gary Neville's points regarding ownership expectations, and what do you think? Big up Mo and Staffy. Did you read that Gary Neville points? It was yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't read all of it. I know what he's talking about. He had like 16 different points. I was like, I'm not reading all that.
Yeah. It's.
I don't care for Gary Neville that much, to be honest. But big up Ali, Hassan Ali, by the way.
Thank you, Hassan, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. It's Gary Neville points of
spam W's in the chat for him, guys. W's for Hassan.
Yeah. W for Hassan. Thank you so much, Hassan, for that. I'm gonna read the I'm gonna try to get them and read them. But I want to talk about the injuries and how Ten Hag is gonna approach the coming games. Like, I'm checking your fixtures, and your fixtures are Sheffield, Copenhagen, Manchester City, Newcastle, Fulham away. I think Sheffield is the only one that I might think is guaranteed, even though it's away from home. How do you think we should approach the injuries? People are not back. Bruno, Rashford, all the problems in the world. Do you think Ten Hag is going to survive, though, if he doesn't win games?
See, the minute we have to go talk of football again, I'm already speechless.
It's depressing.
It's not even depressing. You're just back to putting me in that. I feel like I'm always in a corner when I have to talk about because there's so many things that I would do that I don't think the manager would do. And I try to keep a balance of my opinion versus my expectations. First of all, I believe Casemiro is out with injury. So that's one. The way you approach Sheffield is completely different than how you approach Copenhagen and Manchester City. So it's going to be very interesting. Casemiro was injured and he was suspended from Europe anyways. So we have to play midfield without him. Well, I don't know. Yeah, because the thing is, listen, Bruno and Rashford for me are in such bad forms, but they have to play every game apparently. I feel like they always get shoehorned. And Mustafa saying Casemiro trained yesterday. So, okay. So he might be back, but I know he's out for Europe anyways. You play completely different football when you play Sheffield versus when you play Manchester City anyways. So it's not like you're going to approach the game the same way. I know for a fact Sheffield will be the easiest game, but there's no guarantees because we went into so many easier teams this season and didn't really get an easy result. You see, look at Crystal Palace, we lost 1-0. You look at Forest, we scraped it 3-2. You look at Burnley, we scraped it 1-0. You look at Wolves, we scraped at 1-0. So should we win? Yes. Will we walk that game? No, I'm not sure yet because I'm looking at the overall team. Did we get anyone back from injury during the international break? No one that I heard of. So we're supposedly going back out with the same team again. So I feel like every game is going to have to be approached different because Sheffield are way different than City. And then, as I said, as you go in the Champions League, we're not playing with Casemiro. So he's going to find a way to run that midfield with Amrabat, Bruno, and someone else from his choice.
There's Eriksen, there is Mason Mount.
There's Eriksen, and I think it's easier for Eriksen to play European
I actually think it will work. Bruno, Mason Mount, and Amrabat. Amrabat is the one that has a little bit of ball retention. I think it might
I,
work. Actually, I think you'll
I,
find it better.
you think Casemiro should be benched?
I, I think actually Casemiro at this point should be benched. I think it
Okay.
should be Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, and Amrabat. The reason why I'm saying that Casemiro is sometimes a passenger on the pitch, unless you play him higher on the
Oh,
pitch.
you don't have to
He's a
tell me. Don't
passenger.
worry. Don't worry. You
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to tell me.
Let me answer the question for Hassan since now Hassan. The thing about it is that new sporting project. Now Sir Jim Ratcliffe promised to have new sporting director. The redevelopment of Old Trafford, we spoke about it. It's that increase to 90,000 people. And the new training ground, this is where the funds, this is what the Qataris were going to do. The Qataris were going to do three things that are different. They were going to be able to revamp the training ground like Manchester City owners did. They were going to be able to invest in the surrounding areas, for in Manchester, and they were also to be able to pay the debt. That's what Sir Jim isn't going to be able to do. So that's the point. So Gary Neville's point were for the Qataris. Sir Jim cannot do that. So that's the difference, Hassan. So that's the difference between he can try to develop the stadium, but the Qataris will have the money to do that. Like right away, within 5 years, this was going to be done. I think this was going to be done. But that's the point. But going back to the football, so I thank you, Hassan, for the super chat. Really appreciated. Michael here, with a good question. Surely, if Ten Hag loses versus Sheffield and Copenhagen, then it's looking really troubling for him. If he loses versus Sheffield and Copenhagen, he's sacked. There is no way he stays in the job. If he
I
loses
think
to
he will
Sheffield
stay.
and Copenhagen, there is no way, Staffy. There is no way. It's impossible for me.
Who comes in, Mo? That's the
It
thing. I
doesn't
don't think
matter.
he goes
At this
anywhere.
point, it doesn't matter. It's just, sometimes in football, you just need a change of scenery. Does that make sense? You just need a change of scenery.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, it might be you need a new manager bounce. You need something, but I
Who's
don't
gonna
think he
sack him?
stays.
Who's gonna sack him? You think that Sir Chip sacks him as soon as he comes
Sir
in?
Jim is not
No,
even an owner yet.
he will
Sir
be
Jim is
when
not
he.
even an owner yet.
You're talking about next week, so you're talking about potentially losing a couple games. So that let's say he gets sacked in 2 weeks if he loses all these games. You think the first thing after what we just talked about and Sir Jim saying that he backs him and he admires him, he's gonna come in and sack him right away?
Well,
Maybe sometimes you know what it is. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, sometimes
I
owners
think he
comes
should
in.
get Staffy. I think he should get sacked.
You
I
think he
actually
should get
think
sacked?
if he loses these two games, not because he's a bad manager, not because of anything, it's because you need a change of scenery. It is not after that you play Manchester City and Newcastle. Imagine if you lose against Manchester City and you lose against Newcastle after you lose against Sheffield and you lose against Copenhagen. This is come on, just hire anybody else. And it's
Yeah,
just for the sake of everybody around the club.
I agree with you. I just don't see it happening. It's not me saying no, 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 no. He's so good, keep him. I'm just saying I don't think anything will change because I think he could lose a couple games and still keep his job. Because also you can lose a couple games, get rid of him, and you're not gonna get anyone better, in my opinion, or anyone better to run this. Like nothing significantly happened. If we had Qatar right now instead of Sir Jim with new ownership, I'm like, bro, I don't care what happens. If we lose all next 3 games, get rid of him and let's start all over again because there's a new start, there's a new dawn in Manchester United. But there isn't. So Jim coming in is a minor change. To me, it's not a major change yet, you know? So I don't think anything major will happen depending on if we win or lose. I really don't think so. And I don't think either way, even if we get rid of him and it's the right decision because he keeps losing games. By the way, you can't go into your second international break being done and you got that mini break. Sometimes international break saves you, by the way. You get an international break, everyone relaxes, everyone forgets about what's going on. You come back on the training pitch, you
Yeah.
start training, good morale, and then it's like a new little chapter throughout the season, and you can like restart your season again and start getting it right. If he does it again and still loses, because that's what happened after the first international break, we were like, you know what, we just got a break. Let's go back and start winning again, and we didn't. If he does it again, I don't know what to say. It would be justified to get sacked, by the way. This is not me disagreeing that he should or should not be sacked, Mo. This is more of my expectations, and I really don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
You see this comment? Did you see
Come
this
on.
comment? Mo said we when speaking on United. When I say we, I say about everybody. I say we sit here, expect that. We sit there. Even when I talk about Arsenal, when I talk about anybody, I just say the same. Guys, give me
Mo's
to
a
50
closet United.
likes. I'm a closet United fan. People say I'm a closet Chelsea fan. People say I'm a closet Newcastle fan. Of course. Guys, can we get to 50 likes, please? It's very important. The like button is underneath your live chat. It helps the channel massively. I promise you, the only way this channel is going to grow and I can keep bringing you content is if you hit that like button for us. The like button is underneath your live chat. Hit that like button. Get us to 50 likes or more because we have almost 100 people here and it's just the morning or the afternoon for you. The like button is how we get more subscribers.
Guys, it's 7
Subscribe.
a.m. where Mo is, by the way. Mo had to wake up at 7 a.m. to do a show. If
I
that
woke up
doesn't
at
deserve a like,
6:30 for you to do the show here, and you guys are not even blessing me with likes. So this is it's literally 7:25 here where I live. So Hassan Ali said, how many managers we're going to go
big
through?
up, Hassan.
Time and time again. Big up Hassan for the super chat. Until there is a full change in leadership at the top, nothing will change. Big up Hassan. This is really, really like I get what you're saying, but listen, Spurs. Hassan, I'm gonna ask Safi and I'm gonna ask everybody in the chat the same question. Do you guys still think after 8 games that Spurs are on the right track?
Do I think so, or are you asking the chat?
You think so? Do you think or you don't think
Are
so?
they on the right track? They're picking up results, so it's easy to say yes. But
And
am
they
I
play a
saying,
good football and their players are happy, big happy
yeah, they,
family.
they look good. Yeah, depends on what the track is that you're talking about. But are they improving? Yes, 100%. That's the easiest way to put it.
So the thing about it is that the pressure is different and everything. But sometimes you just have to keep trying until you hire the right coach. And the right coach might fix it temporarily until everything around him gets better. That's my point. Like, I'm not sure what happens with Ten Hag. I'm not sure what is the problem with Ten Hag. But nothing is working around him. It's the environment. You always say that. You say it starts from the employer. It starts from the environment
It's
around.
a toxic swamp. That's why I
It's
always
a
call it. It's a
yeah,
toxic
exactly.
swamp.
It's a yeah. I get it's a toxic swamp, and it's not working because everybody that gets inside gets poisoned. That's the problem. And yes, you can keep changing the management. Hassan Ali, this is football at the end is a business thing, and the fans want wins. So if they don't win, if they do not win, they need results. The results come, maybe change of manager, maybe it will fix it. Listen, you can keep saying directions, but keep losing, and it's not looking good for the fans, for the deals, for the sponsors, for everybody. You need wins, and that's why I'm saying it's not. I am not claiming that a new manager will fix Manchester United. I actually said it's probably at this point a hopeless case until
It's a
they
lot bigger
change
than
things.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger than a coach. But sometimes you need to just, like aesthetically, you need wins. Does that make sense? That's why I'm saying. So it's a, I get what you're saying. Managers might not fix it, but actually, you might fix it short term. Stephen Gunnar Jacob, thank you so much. Good day, gents. Iraqi Gunnar from Melbourne, thank you so much for the support. Big up,
Big
love
up,
the
Steve.
show. Come on, you Gunners. Big up, Stephen. Big up, Stephen.
Big up,
I hope
Steve.
you subscribe. Big up, Steve. Thank you for the support for the channel, people. Thank you for everybody that is supporting us with a super chat, with a like, with membership, and with a subscription. This is your support, keeps us going. Daily content. Check out today at midnight UK time. Fantastic show for you. Conley versus Will Stewart, Spurs versus Arsenal. It will be
Nice.
epic. Round two. Round two. Thank you, everybody. But let's talk about this McTominay news that literally I was listening to the Football Daily, and I don't know if you guys know the Football Daily from BBC. And people were talking to McTominay. They kind of interviewed McTominay after he scored 2 goals. And he's like, yeah, this is my boyhood club. I want to stay here forever. And the guys in the BBC were saying that he turned the corner, McTominay. And they backed him. And they're like, yeah, you turned the corner. And after the interview, they said, you turned the corner. It's good. And then they started talking about Maguire. And they started talking about Maguire. Every time he stepped on the pitch, he played well. And look at him. He's coming after not a lot of games. And he played well against Brentford. And oh my God. And I was like, listen to these guys. You guys, British media, you hype up mediocrity, and it's unbelievable because McTominay scored 2 goals. And they asked him, what did the coach tell you? And he said, the coach just told me, get in, try to do numbers in the 18, do the thing and get the goals. And you want to tell me that this and the coach comes after the game and backs his player, just stay silent. I think every time Ten Hag opens his mouth, he says shit. He says shit. It's a super chat here, guys. This is a kind of super chat, a super chat from an account that is called Staffy Hater. 445. I don't know what the 445 is. This is. He says most the best part of Al Ahwa. Oh, we know that, of course. We know that. And Staffy is an is a L.
Listen, let me tell you guys something. When you get an account that has your name on it, that's how you know you made it. I'm about to call my mom after the show, be like, Mama, I made it. I got an account out there that's called Staffy's Hater. I've made enough fans that I had to get some haters as well. And listen, Staffy's Hater, eventually you will become a fan because all my haters becomes fans. But listen, thank you for the super chat, and I see that dollar sign next to that too. So you're another yank. So I'm gonna assume that you're gonna be one of my fans soon. We appreciate the super chat. I know Mo appreciates the super chat. That is a cap though to say that I'm a walking L. I'm not a walking L. I'm a walking W. Everything I touch turns into a W anyways. But big up yourself, man, and thank you for the super chat. It really helps Mo and helps the channel.
Yeah. So going back to that McTominay comment from Ten Hag and all the shit that he does. This is my point. Talk to me. Talk to me about McTominay. Talk to me about Harry Maguire, who said,
That's what there for me to talk about Mo. You talk and I went like this.
Maguire said, I'm not sitting on the bench forever. People, before Staffy talk, get us to 100 likes, you bozos. Guys in the chat, hit that like button. It's very important you get the likes to 100 likes. The like button is free. It doesn't cost you a penny. I'm not asking you to send super chats, right? Just hit that like. If you cannot send the super chat, just hit that like button underneath your live chat. If you're on a computer, the like button looks like thumbs up. If you don't know what that is, the like button helps the channel grow. It's how this video goes to different people. But Maguire said, I'm not going to sit on the bench forever. McTominay says, yeah, probably this is my boyhood club. I want to stay here. And now we're talking about Manchester United won £50 million if they're going to sell him in January. What is going on, bro? What is this? What is this?
Well, big up the chat for defending me. This is how you know you have real fans. When hate arrives, you know the supporters rise up with you. So big up to everyone in the chat that's saying stuff is a real one. No, you guys are the real ones, except for HM. I don't know what HM's issue with me. You know, I thought it was H&M because I like H&M. I got a lot of my t-shirts from H&M. So if that's H&M, sponsor me. If not, leave me alone. But anyways, listen, bro, the minute you said McTominay Maguire, I don't know if you saw me, but I just went like this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're a body language expert, but that's not a good thing because I didn't want to talk about that. Because the fact that McTominay's saying, listen, I get it. It is his boyhood club. He was here because of Mourinho. He was here because of Sir Alex. You know, there's nothing really that he does for this team. Yes, he scored these couple goals for us. However,
do you think he saved? Let me ask you something. Do you think he saved Ten Hag's job with these 2 goals?
100%.
He saved. So McTominay saved Ten Hag's job. If you lost that game, it would have been.
Was he going to get sacked? I'm not sure. Would there be a lot of pressure in these 2 weeks if we lost that game? Yes, 100%. That's 2 weeks of us talking about it more. Imagine how many times you would have brought me on your channel to talk about the loss. You would have been hitting me up every
I didn't bring you a lot. I didn't bring you a lot.
No, but if we would have lost, you'd be like, yo, Staffy, we're doing the United show again. Staffy, we're doing the United show again. So El Ahwa, we would have had 3-4 El Ahwas instead of 2. You know, I do one emergency stream when we lose. I would have had an emergency stream every day. You would have heard the sirens as I'm live. I'd be live and you would see the red and blue flash and you're like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, the sirens are on because it's an emergency. We just lost again. McTominay, did he save his job? Yeah, it's easy. It's very easy to say yes, you know, or at least he softened the blow because let's be very honest, we could have easily have not won that game. It just took 2 last-minute goals to save his job. Was it a convincing win? No. Did we win? Yes. At the end of the day, people care more about the win than they care about the what's it called, the performance. I almost said the result, which is the same thing. They care more about the result. And going into the international break on another loss would have been horrific. It would have been horrendous for everyone. I think it was a good boost of confidence. I think it's a good boost of morale. People can go away, as I said, for a couple weeks with a win and not worry about what's going on and come back before the league starts again, and then we get some what's it called? Some time on the training pitch again. The manager comes in with his ideas again, try to go again and implement what he wants to do. I know we're supposed to have a couple players back. Someone said it earlier in the chat, and that's the same I thought. But it's, as I said, I forgot who it was. Big up yourself. It's not confirmed yet. Regulon should be back, so we can finally have a left back playing instead of having to put Amrabat or Lindelof or someone who's not a natural left back. Kobe Mainoo's back. Amad Diallo's back. It's little boosts into that team that could just lead on to a new start. Back to McTominay, though, I don't think these 2 goals change anything, McTominay, because you were supposed to get sold. The only reason you are in the team is because we couldn't get the money that we wanted for you. There's nothing that McTominay has done for me to look at him and like, wow, look, he's turning his career around. What did you say the journalist said? He turned the corner.
He turned the corner.
What
now,
corner has he turned?
He went down to the picking order, but now with these 2 goals,
by scoring 2 goals. He wasn't playing in the team not because of goals anyways. The only reason he's not being selected is because he's not a good midfielder. But for fuck's sake, Harry Maguire got the assist for the goal. Does that mean he's going to start every game now? No. So what does that have to do with anything? Yes, I appreciate the passion. I appreciate that you tried until the last minute. I appreciate that you pulled us back with 2 goals in the last, what was it, 3-4 minutes? I think it was 4 minutes in stoppage time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. But what have you done, McTominay, to say all of a sudden, you think I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know what, McTominay, based on that goal, I really think he would fit that double pivot. No. You think I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know what, it's just been so bad, but from that,
why is your manager saying that?
My manager's a liar.
Is that because of the body? Because
my manager's a liar.
He said I can't lose another body in that midfield.
My manager's a liar, Mo. I don't take everything that he says to the media too seriously, because I've seen him say that De Gea is a top goalkeeper and he wants him back next season, and then he got rid of him over the summer. I've heard him say that Maguire is a great option to have and he's a great captain, blah, 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 and eventually he stripped him from the captaincy. I tried to sell him and he stayed because we also couldn't get the money for him. Who else? Is there any more examples that I can remember off the back of my head like that? He said the same thing about Ronaldo. He was like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to work with Ronaldo," when he didn't even want him. And
6 months later, the guy's out of the club.
Bro, in 6 months they were fighting all the time, and you can tell. Listen, if they were fighting, you can tell that they didn't rate each other. So it's more than once that Ten Hag speaks very well about someone in the media, but he doesn't really mean it. And sometimes, listen, you look at it and you're like, okay, I mean, he's PR trained, and that's what I think. What's his name is Ten Hag is. Even though I feel like he's selective.
Ten Hag is definitely not PR trained.
Actually, yeah. Now that you said that, I need to take it back because he doesn't speak.
He has
well.
no idea.
Yeah.
And it's not a language barrier, bro. The guy doesn't know what to say.
I just thought of it. I was like, you know what? I need to take that back because I've seen him at times say the wrong thing when he talked about Alphonso Davies, when he talked about Sancho, when he talked about. Can I remember anything else? He's just a liar. Let me take it back. He's a liar. He's not media trained, but he's a liar. He likes to cover up sometimes, and sometimes when he's in a bad mood, he doesn't mind throwing people under the bus. Why did you lose today? It doesn't fucking matter. Sancho's home because he's training bad, and I'm like, whoa. What does that have to do with anything? Alphonso Davies can't defend. Whoa. He's not our player. Why are we talking about him? So I don't think he's media trained. I take that back, but he is a liar for sure.
But my man really has some issues, bro, with media. He's so, you know what it is, to be honest? He's under pressure. He feels the pressure. He's under pressure. He really feels the pressure from the media, from the fans. When you walk into the stadium and the fans boo you and boo your decision for subbing Højlund out or subbing this in or boo the performance, you feel the pressure. And that's what is happening to Ten Hag. The problem. I think this is the biggest problem with Manchester United now. It's so much pressure on the players. It's so much pressure on Ten Hag that they feel it. One of the last parts I want to talk about, I don't want to stay for long, to be honest, is Marcus Rashford and Bruno, Højlund, Anthony. Do you think Sir Jim Ratcliff is coming in, new sporting directors and all the stuff? Do you think the likes of Bruno, Rashford have future in the club? I'm not talking about short term because there is nobody else now. They have to play. Do you think they have future at the club?
Are you asking for my opinion? Or what do I
Yeah, I'm
think?
asking for your opinion first. And I'm asking you what is going to happen. I'm asking for your opinion first.
We're not getting nowhere with these guys in the team, bro. I said that a few times. Terry, big up Terry on the football terrace, doesn't like when I say that. He doesn't agree with me. And I'll keep on saying it, bro. I don't think we have a future with these guys. You know what the cycle is, Mo? I've noticed this is the cycle of a Bruno fan, by the way. Play shit, people stay quiet. He goes into national break, he step pads. They talk about him, they rave about him. He comes back, he doesn't do anything again, and then they stay quiet. It's a cycle that never ends. I only hear Bruno fans now when it's international break because the guy can bully Luxembourg. He can bully Bosnia. Was it? Did he bully Bosnia the other day? And then they start talking about his assists. Oh, he has 23 GAs in like I don't know how many games for Portugal. I couldn't give a toss about Portugal. You think I watch Portugal? I don't watch Portugal. I watch United. Watch along. I do watch alongs with United, and come look at my face when I'm doing a watch along. I look miserable. You know why? Because this guy's not giving me anything during these games. So why am I meant to care about what when he step pads against halftime plumbers and halftime cab drivers in Europe? I don't care about that, bro. I don't care about that. The guy doesn't do anything for my team. Yes, he's a creative player. He's not meant to. People are like, oh, judge him by his creative stats. He's not meant to keep the ball, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, he's doing neither. As a midfielder, you're either keeping the ball or you're giving me GA and creative numbers. At this point, this season at least, he's not giving me neither. And we're losing all the games, and he's the captain. So I'm sorry if you're offended for me by me blaming our captain this season for not performing to the levels that he should be performing, because we're not winning games. So who am I gonna blame? I have to blame the seniors in this team. Is he one of the seniors? Yes. Is he the captain? Yes. Has he been good this season? No. So I'm not fully blaming him, but he's a big part for me. And for that reason, Mo, to go back to your question, no, I don't think he has a future in this team. I think he doesn't have a future if we want to win anything with this team, you know, because he's 29, he'll be 30 soon. So he's not even that young. It's not like we're talking about someone who's 24, 25, and we're giving him time to develop and prove his worth and all that. He will be the player that he is for the remainder of his career. He will go on and always be the best player in Portugal because he has a better team there and they keep a lot of the ball there. So he's always going to have more time to get GA and get creative numbers and all that. In United, no. Are we the best team in the league? No. So we can't afford to play the style that he plays when he's with our team versus when he was Portugal, because there's not a lot of competition international, but there's a lot of competition in the Premier League. So I don't think he has a future with us if we want to become a serious team. Now going on to Rashford, does Rashford have? Probably Rashford has a longer future at United, I should say, than Bruno, because he is younger. He is an academy product. He is adored by a lot of the fans, whether we like it or not. And big up Omar in the comments.
Big
You
up
know, we
Omar.
gotta
Omar,
get
of course, guys. Check out Footy Fanatics, of course. Omar, one of our guys with us on the Lahawa. Yeah, and with Staffy all the time. And check out Footy Fanatics, of course.
By the way, guys, Footy Fanatics, let me give you a little bit of a spoiler. Eventually, we will be doing in real life studio work, and it won't be on Staffy TV. It will be on Footy Fanatics. We're cooking something. I don't want to expose too much, but you're gonna see some studio work in the future. When you see us in the studios of Brooklyn and Manhattan, it's gonna be through Footy Fanatics. So invest early. That's all I'm gonna say. Invest early in that channel, because when it booms, and you don't want to be a late investor. But back to that, Rashford. Listen, bro, does he have a future? Probably a longer future than Bruno, but is it the future, Mo? Let me actually say this in a different way. Is it a future as him being the best player in our team? I think as long as he's the best player in our team, or people thinking he's the best player in our team, I don't think he has a bright future, because I think we need to invest still in this team. I don't think he can be our Mo Salah. I don't think he can be our Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think he can be our who else? Bukayo Saka. I don't think he can't be our main player on our team. I think he can probably be the second or third best player on the team, because he is a person that heavily relies on his GA to be effective, because outside of his GA, he doesn't really have an all-around game to offer. So we still need to invest around him. So he could have a future in this team. It just depends on where we go from here. It depends if we surround him with arguably some players that are better than him that make up for his deficiencies. I already see that as an example. Højlund was a very good investment, because I look at Højlund and I'm like, you know what? Højlund, even though he's 20, he eventually can be a player that a team builds around. He could be your focal point in a team. Not saying right now, he's still 20 and he's learning a lot in his game. But when you've seen him, and I think he's probably one of the few players that you watched Mo as an outsider, and you're like, you know what? There's something about this kid. Maybe I could give him some praise. You can look at him and you're like, you know what? Eventually, you can build a team around him because he does so much in that center forward position, on and off the ball, where you're like, you know what? If you surround him with the right creators and the right wingers and the right midfielders, eventually he could be something. You know, he could be something like, you know how Haaland needs to get built around. You could look at him and you're like, you know what? Maybe in a couple years I can build around him. I'm not saying he will be the same goal scoring machine that Haaland is, by the way, but you can look at him and you're like, you know what? He's someone to build around. So that's probably a good start. But we need more. We need more. His link-up play, yes, like Mustafa said, his link-up play is amazing, and he's only 20 doing that. You give him a right winger, you give him a couple midfielders, you can start building around that, and you can give him a bright future in this team. So it all depends really on the context, Mo. You know, if that answers your question. I know I rambled a lot, but صباح الخير يا عم.
صباح الخير يا عم حسام, of course. صباح الخير. Listen, the last thing I want to talk about, like, I'm not gonna stay for the show for long because you know we gotta go, me and you. We have Anthony though. It's a big problem when you have Bruno Fernandes, Anthony, and Marcus Rashford together on one team. The reason why I say that, because I think that each one of them plays on a different planet. Plays on a different planet completely. Like each one of them play in a different planet. That's the problem. And the manager's job is to get them on the same wavelength, and he can't do that. So for me, I'm like, just this, you cannot do that. You need a different style. You need a different way of playing football. You need a different, I don't know if you can say different personnel, but this is what you have now. But the way Ten Hag should do that is go back to basics of football. Just tighten the defense like last year. Have the defense tight again. I don't know if it's Casemiro, I don't know if it's Amrabat. Just tighten the defense first and then start going counterattacks. Because this football that you pin another team in their 18, you get hit on the counters. You get hit on the counters. Like Brentford did it many times. They didn't score. They could have scored the second, by the way. They missed a couple of chances. And I think with Anthony, though, he doesn't have the output. Marcus Rashford this year isn't getting the goals, and Bruno Fernandes isn't getting the output that you said. So just go back to basic football. Forget Onana built from the back shit. Forget built from the back stuff. It's not working for you now. Now, within the next 5 games or 4 games, what do you want to see as a Man United fan? What do you want to see a style of play, or you just want to see results, or you don't care, however the results come?
But at the end of the day, it's a results based business. So results is the number one thing. I can afford. Listen, I can afford to lose a game here and there in the greater scheme of things of trying to develop a style of play. But I can't pick up one win in 5 games because I could swear we lost 4 and won 1 in the middle, and then we beat, who did we beat last game again? What's their
Brentford.
name? Brentford. So we can't afford to just pick up a win like every 3 games. That's not acceptable. Not in the sake of a style of play, especially when our goalkeeper is losing confidence and he's giving the ball away and he's not making saves. So it's not working. So the number one thing is 100%. We need the results.
You
I
cannot
agree.
concede a goal every game. This is not how it should work.
Wallahi, listen, I will afford to concede a goal every day like Liverpool if it means I'm coming back with a
Yeah,
win
but you don't have
3-1,
their
4-1.
firepower up top.
That's
You don't have
exactly
their
that's what I was
firepower.
about to say. If I'm
You
scoring
cannot be
3 a
chasing
game,
every game though.
that's what I'm saying though.
With Bruno and Anthony and Rashford, you can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. I will get. Listen, if I could get 3 goals a game, I will concede a goal. I don't mind, But we're not even doing that. That's why we can't even score against Brentford. Sorry, not Brentford. Crystal Palace and them. So I am looking for results, especially against Copenhagen. You don't beat Copenhagen, it's over. And I'm not trying to be in the Europa League. You think I'm trying to rival Hosam on Thursday nights? I'm not trying to do a watch along with him at the same time. He's watching his team, I'm watching my
Bro,
team.
if
I
you
don't
lose
want
to
that.
Copenhagen, you're out. You know that.
It's over. That's what I'm saying. We
It's
need
over.
results.
It's
So
done.
we
Yeah,
actually do need results. Would I sacrifice a little bit of the style of play that the manager's trying to implement to get the results, yes, as you said, tighten up the defense a little bit. Don't try it. And listen, if it's not working and you're not getting it right away, every game doesn't have to be, listen, we have to pin back the team. We have to pass from the back. We have to play through Onana. We have to do this. We have to do that. At this point, I want to go game by game. If there's certain games, because I'll tell you something, we could probably dominate the ball against Sheffield, but there's no chance that we're going to play expansive against City. That's why I'm saying results right now, it's much more important, especially with the way that we started, the worst start in 34 years. I can't say, oh, we're starting 34 years, Bunda, let's worry about the style of play more. No, because people are not going to say this is the worst style of play in 34 years. They're going to say it's the worst start in terms of results in 34 years. So we need to stop picking up results. Sheffield is a must win. Copenhagen is a must win, especially it being a double header. We'll play them home and away consecutively. So we need to win these games. City, listen, I can never go into a City game now and say it's a must win, but it's going to be a very good test to see, like, hey, can we do something against a big team? And we will talk about it a little bit more when the game is closer. But to answer your question in the general sense, 100% results are now important because we didn't give ourselves that cushion to start with a few results. If we were winning and playing bad, I'd be like, you know what? We are picking up results. I'll sacrifice a little bit of that now to try to implement the style of play. So if I'm losing one every 3-4 games, I'll be like, okay, we are building something. But if we're not building anything and we're not getting the results, then I have to go back to the basics. What is the basics to get the results? Why? The results-based business.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, people, I'm not going to stay for long. I want to thank Staffy, guys. Hit that like button, get us to 100 likes before you go, and turn on the notification bell to know when I go live. Of course, check out Staffy TV. It's in the title. You don't have to do anything. You just click that link, takes you there, subscribe, and come back, of course, and check us out. Of course, turn on the notification bell, of course, for us and for Staffy TV. Thank you for everybody that watched us. Thank you, Staffy, for being here for this early morning. Thanks for
Thank you for
everybody
having
that
me.
supported me. Hassan Ali, of course, Stephen Gooner, and Staffy Hater. Of course, thank you for the people that supported us, of course, on this stream. Guys, hit that like button for us. And I hope we'll see you guys tonight in 12 hours. If I'm not, no, in 10 hours. We'll have a fantastic stream with Will and Conley. They're going to go head to head, of course, to talk about Arsenal and talk about Spurs, of course. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you, Staffy, for being here with me. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon. And we're out.